Welcome to Blood, Sweat and Metal. This is Jamie, your host. That brings you another great interview to YouTube, live to YouTube actually. Early last week, I'll say Thursday last week, I had a phone call to Buckcherry. That's right, Buckcherry are coming to Australia very, very shortly through Soundwork touring, and they're coming in a matter of a couple of weeks actually. And unfortunately, they didn't come to Adelaide this time around. They did come to Adelaide in 2013 with Steel Panther and Fozzy, but unfortunately this time around, due to time regulations or venues being booked out, Adelaide doesn't fit on the time slot this time. But if you can get to Melbourne or any other ones like Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, please do so. I had a talk to Keith, the guitarist, about the upcoming tour and also the latest album that was released last year as well. I do go into a bit of detail of their EP because over the course of the last 3 years, Buckcherry has been working their butts off. They did a tour, went back, done an EP called F.U.C.K. We talk about how that came about, how every song on that EP had the word fuck in it. So we'll talk about that. And also talk about the latest full-length album. And Keith had produced that. As a matter of fact, he produced the last 6 albums with Buckcherry as well. We'll talk about some other things as well, like me personally being a Kiss fan, how every time I mention Buckcherry on my Facebook page or Twitter, what have you, I get bombarded with hate mail from certain Kiss fans saying that Buckcherry ripped Kiss off with the title song Lit It Up. It has a guitar riff very similar to a classic Kiss song that Ace has wrote called Shock Me. I just wanted to clear the air with Keith and basically tell him every time I mention Buckcherry that some hate mail I get, and we clear some air on what he wants to say to those people. Fans, I don't care anymore if you don't like some of the interviews or whatnot have you. Quite personally, I'm not here for any numbers. I'm not here to get any fame. I'm not here to get any recognition or what have you. This is my passion. This is my joy. You can say I'm a Collingwood supporter. I get hated every single day. So it doesn't bother me. But I do want to say those fans that do support me, thank you solely from me to you. And if you want to get your friends to come on board, just down below here, you can press the subscribe button for our YouTube channel. So we have all these great artists and guests joining me for about 15-20 minutes to have a bit of a talk about their album, their tour, or what have you. I don't plan this. This is all done by record labels right around the world, and I want to say thanks sincerely to every single one of those record labels that give me the opportunity to live out my dream to speak to as many people as I possibly can. But right now, we're going to give you Keith from Buckcherry, which awesome man he is, and I really do like Buckcherry, as a matter of fact. If you listen to our latest full-length episode on Podomatic and iTunes, I did play a song from the latest EP, F.U.C.K, called Say Fuck It, which is a cover song with Say I Love It to Say Fuck It. So it's all good. Please go on our Facebook channel, like us, hate me, but like the show. Go to Twitter, go to Podomatic, iTunes, tune in, subscribe. It costs you nothing. If you like what I do, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like what I do, give us a thumbs down. But if you're sitting on the front, I personally don't want to know you. No skin off my nose. I'm not here for numbers, not here for celebrity status. But I do want to say this, if I do get recognised, I do tend to blow my trumpet sometimes. I'm allowed to reward myself sometimes, so, but I don't rub it into anyone's face, hey, look at me, you know. Fuck, sometimes I don't even like looking at myself in the mirror, let alone getting other people to look at me, so yeah. So, many people are going to say, oh, Jamie, you've got yourself a bit of shaving happening, you could afford it. No, I've got an electric razor in the bathroom. I just got a bit irritating, so I shaved it off. Don't worry, I'll be back on very shortly. As a matter of fact, it's starting to grow back now. But anyway, enough of me. Let's talk about Buckcherry. Hit the play button. Listen to this interview. And as a matter of fact, go also to our Podomatic iTunes channel. You listen to all the songs that I played on that as well. Well, we want to say thanks for joining us. I'm going to get up here, go straight to the audio section. You'll hear the interview I had with Keith, and let's have it. On the next one, we've got a massive, massive one. It's a band that's coming to Australia around the same time as Buckcherry as well. And it's coming to be brought to you by the letter E. No, it's not Exodus. No, not Eye of the Enemy or the other band that was in the Paris attack. This is a band that you will surely enjoy, so stick around with that. But right now, here's Buckcherry. I'm signing off. Listen to this interview, and I'll come back with another great guest on Blood, Sweat and Metal. And remember, stay thirsty for metal. Gotcha. Rock and roll that was released last year, man. You guys had been such a working band. You released a EP just before that. But I want to ask, how was all that paying off for you guys, doing all the hard work that you guys been doing up to now? How is that all paying off for you guys?
Well, Jamie, I got a lot of frequent flyer miles. And we know a lot of interesting people all over the globe. So, I mean, you see the benefit in that, can't you? I get to go on a nice Australian vacation with 4 of my best friends. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And, no, but seriously, dude, we have this wonderful opportunity to have a career in the music business. And all the hard work, when you're doing something that you really dig, which is what we do. We make music for a living. We make rock and roll. It's not really work at all. And so, I mean, we're very fortunate. We have a career in a time when it's really hard for a band to have a career. Like, I wouldn't know what to do if I was in a new band and I was trying to make records. And so, all that hard work has paid off.
The band's been on a continual rise since you first started, and the more exposure that you've been getting, not just from producing the record, but going out and performing to a live band, and plus getting on a bill with such big bands like AC/DC. You played with Kiss as well, Motley Crue, just to name a few. But if you put all that into one package, do you ever thought about that at any point in the career, that the exposure and the success that you guys had been getting with all that hard work that you guys been doing behind the scenes is paying off also?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a perfect storm of working hard and being lucky and timing and all the other stuff that goes into it. And I just think that we're really grateful for what has gone on. And I also know we've worked really fucking hard for it. So,
yeah.
I don't really know what else to say about it except that,
Yeah. I want to talk about the EP before rock and roll. I mean, I heard about this EP way before the EP actually was brought out, because you came to Australia in 2013 and you played one of the songs off that album or EP on the tour with Jill Pants and Fozzy. I've got to say, doing a cover song but revamping in your own style to make it your own, it was an awesome song. And that EP, and I am going to say it to the fans, it's called F.U.C.K. You can get it now on the website. You can get it at all your participating record stores right across Australia as well. That was more of a, in my personal fan perspective, that was a bit more of a, not an aggressive album, but more of a statement to say, hey, screw you, we're not going to be a political correctness type of approach people, but basically just to say, in as a testament, so to speak, screw you guys. We hate the government. We hate the politics. We hate all the political correctness in the world. So we're going to make a name for ourselves. You want to talk to the fans just a little bit briefly on that EP before we go into rock and roll?
Yeah, I just think that it was a statement of our artistic freedom. You know, we can make whatever records we want in whatever fashion we want. We can say whatever we want, and we put it to ourselves to make a record called Fuck that had fuck in the word fuck in every title of the song. And we just basically did whatever the fuck we wanted. And that's the end result.
Yeah. And that's what...
I think it's the kind of record...
Yeah, go.
It's the kind of record that a lot of bands think about doing, but then they think, oh, we can't do that, or our label won't let us do that, and we just kind of said, fuck it.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Buckcherry, because you guys have got the balls to stand up and do that type of thing. I don't hear many bands putting fuck in every single song on an album. You guys are probably the first band that ever done that in history, so to speak. So I'll give my credit to you guys, because you basically had the balls and the willingness to do that. So all hats off to you guys.
Well, thanks, man. You know, I think there's a lot of pressure and concern for modern era bands to make sure that they are putting forth something that can get played on the radio and give them success. And
let's get on to rock and roll.
We want to be successful, obviously.
Yeah.
But we just, that wasn't a concern of ours.
I want to get on to rock and roll now. What an awesome album it is. It was released last year as well. You can get that on the stores right across Australia and iTunes, and also Buckcherry website. But what an awesome album. There's some songs off the album that's got a bit of a blues feeling as well with the riff of the guitars. I want to ask you, Keith, being a guitarist, have you always been influenced by the heavy blues? I mean, you play with AC/DC, and most of their style is it's a 12-bar blues just ramped up a bit. But with songs like, Get With It and some other songs like Wish to Carry On the album, has got a bit of that blues type of influence. Do you want to talk to the fans a little bit more about that with the influence and the construction and the composership that you have with the other boys in the band?
Yeah, I mean, look, that is the kind of music that runs. It's a common theme through most of the music that we love. Whether it's funk, R&B, rap, even, most rock bands, like the blues is in there. So as a guitar player, I know that Stevie and I both kind of came up, and that's the kind of stuff that we listen to. So those are my favorite guitar players. And it's just part of the language that we speak.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And also with some other songs off the album as well, like, Tight Pants. I mean, here in Australia, we have got a guy called Tight Pants. He used to play Aussie rules football, and he wore shorts that was so tight. So I'm going to dedicate that song to him, Tight Pants. But you got like Sex Appeal on there as well. A song that you co-wrote with Josh is Bring It On Back. I want to ask, how was that? Like, how the dialogue of that single came about for you and Josh, and who came up with the idea of that song?
Josh was singing that chorus, and he's like, I need some music for this chorus. I got this little thing, and I just kind of wrote some music to what I thought he was trying to sing, Pretty simple, straight ahead kind of thing. Yeah. And then we got in the room with the band, and I started playing the riffs, and everybody jumped in, and there was the song. 5 minutes.
And then also, this is the album that you also produced on this. Have you always wanted to be a producer, or you wanted to get your hands dirty a little bit just to see what side of things are all about? Because a lot of bands are starting to do their self-producing of albums as well. Is this another thing that you guys wanted to do as well, not have any outside influence coming in, but maintaining the production side of things inside the band?
Well, I've produced the last 5 records for the band.
Yeah.
So it feels very natural to me, and I think I know what this band sounds like, and I think I know how to make it come out of the speakers. So I'm lucky I'm in a great band, so it's not really that difficult.
Yeah. And I've got to say, with the last 5 albums that you have produced, it's just awesome to do. But there's a lot of other bands outside Buckcherry that also do their own producing. They don't want any outside influence coming in. And sometimes it make or break them. But I truly believe if you do it right and put out the great music that you guys have written, all credit for you. There are some great producers out there like Bob Ezrin and Bob Rock and so forth, that do get some of the bands up there. But sometimes some of those bands that they do produce bring out subpar type of albums. At this present time in Buckcherry, you guys haven't brought out a subpar album, so you guys must be on a roll.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's great to be in this band.
I want to ask, with Greach and Wilson doing a single of Rock and Roll, The Feeling Never Dies, that was released as a single as well on the 17th of February. How was that for you guys, bringing a country lead singer into Buckcherry to be a special guest of Rock and Roll?
It was great. You know, Gretchen really represents that rebel outlaw spirit of country music that we love. She marches to her own beat of her own drummer, and it was a lot of fun. We haven't really done anything like that before, so it was a good experience for us. And of course, she killed it. She did a great job.
Yeah, and it's just great to see that you guys can not only do rock and roll, but you can also cross over to other genres of music. And that's what I see in the world of music now, that a lot of people, especially the fans, start to put different bands in specific genres. Me personally being a fan, there shouldn't be any genre. As long as it's music, it's music. But I get it, fans seem to put different people in perspective of a genre. How's your interpretation of that with the genre being such a huge topic of music nowadays?
With what being such a huge topic?
The genre. Like people putting bands and artists in a specific genre of music.
Oh, you know, music is music. And labels are for people that can't hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's good, and if it sucks, it sucks. And that's kind of the end of it for me.
Yeah. I've got one couple of last questions I want to ask. I want to go right back to a single called Lit It Up. And me being a huge Kiss fan and whatnot, I need to ask this question because I haven't got the answer properly from you guys or anybody in the music business about it. Lit It Up has got a riff similar to a classic Kiss single called Shock Me from Ace Frehley. It's a great single, by the way, that you guys have recorded. There has been a bit of backlash inside the Kiss army that you guys were trying to copy Kiss. Me, on the other hand, I'm not saying that. I just want to get a solid answer here. What have you been hearing from inside the Kiss camp about that song Lit It Up with the riff of Shock Me sounding similar, and also just to get a bit of a clear picture of that, because this is something that I've been bombarded with constantly.
You're constantly bombarded with somebody talking about a song that's
about Lit It Up,
years old?
Yeah. That's
crazy. Well, we've toured with Kiss a bunch, and we have a great rapport with those guys, and there's never been any issue. I think that they understand that it's different enough that it's not any kind of lift of any kind, and I don't know. Songs served us well, and we're big Kiss fans, and we appreciate what they do.
Yeah, and I reckon, excuse me, I've got a bit of frog in my throat. I just want to say this, there are some Kiss fans out there that take a bit too seriously. They need to loosen up a little bit. But I do want to, yeah.
God bless them all.
Exactly. And I do want to say this, Buckcherry is coming to Australia very shortly, next month actually. Unfortunately, Adelaide is not on the bill on this tour. They were here in 2013, but they're going right across Australia from Perth to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. Please get your tickets at all your participating outlets from Soundworks Touring. And Keith, we cannot wait for you guys to hit back to Australia, man. It's going to be an absolutely awesome time and a pleasure to see you guys again.
We're looking forward to it, man. Thanks for your time today. Be good, all right? We'll catch you on the road.
Yeah. Take care, man, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right, bye-bye.
Stay, mate.